So I've had the iPhone 8 Plus, I use that as my daily driver for a little while. I've got the iPhone 10 now, I use that as my daily driver now, in addition to the Galaxy Note 8 and whatever else. But the way that I use phones, batteries tend to be a bit of an issue. So a company reached out and offered to send me this case for the iPhone 10. This is a 6,000 milliamp hour battery case. And as kind of expected, my wife decided she was going to take the iPhone 8 Plus away from me, which is entirely okay. It's her time to upgrade. I went ahead and placed a separate order for this case. This is a 3,600 milliamp hour battery case for the iPhone 7 Plus, 8 Plus, anything of that shape and size. I thought I would just put both of these together, make one quick video about it, let you guys know what's out there, because both of these cases have lightning ports, and they're both supposed to be relatively slim. I mean, 6,000 milliamp hours, this is probably going to be kind of thick. And normally cases add a lot of bulk in terms of bezels and whatnot, so these aren't supposed to do that. So I thought I would just open them up, show you what they are and everything. Let me go ahead and start off with this one that I picked up for the 8 Plus. Just looking at the Amazon listing, it's really hard to say the brand name of this. It's SZRESM, Sresm, and you can get it in black or rose gold. Because this was for my wife, she wanted the rose gold, so that is what she got. Inside the box here, you get the user manual. Should be fairly straightforward though. Yeah, indicator light, input port, power button, how to turn it on or off, 2 seconds to turn it on or off. The other cool thing about both of these is they're supposed to allow pass-through, meaning if you plug it into your laptop or desktop using a lightning cable, you can still access everything on your phone while you're charging the case and your phone. Cool stuff there. So here is the rose gold Scissorism. You can see the name there on it. Got some indicator lights here at the bottom and the button here. If I press the button there, it has 3 out of the 4 illuminated, which means probably up to 75%. Looks like we have a little button placement here. There's no cutouts or anything there, just the notification toggle has a cutout. And then the top of the case actually pulls off to allow you to slide the phone down inside. It is a bit of a tight fit, but then once it's down inside of there, you should be able to just take this top part, line it all back up appropriately, and yeah, it just clicks into place pretty easily. And then right now you might be able to see that it says 58% battery remaining. If I go ahead and hold the button on the back for 2 seconds, it buzzed in my hand, and now it says 58% charged. So it is going to sit there and charge for me. However, looking at the back of the box here, you can see it is a 5 volt 1 amp input and output. So 5 volts at 1 amp, it's not gonna charge super fast, but as long as you're not doing something that extraordinarily drains the battery, 5 volts at 1 amp will probably get the job done, because the charger that Apple ships with the devices is still 5 volts at 1 amp. We'll move on to the next one and then come back to plugging them into a computer to make sure they actually do allow you to see the data. So this is the case for the iPhone 10. It's from a company called Allclap, and it is a 6,000 milliamp hour case. You can see on the back of this one, input and output are 5 volt at 1.8 amps max, and it's a 6,000 milliamp hour battery. Significantly larger, multiple times larger than the iPhone 10's battery. Big fan of that. And then it just slides out. You get a little warranty card in here, and a card with coupons for stuff. Then the case itself, and underneath, hidden away as it were, there's a user manual. And this gives you assembly and disassembly instructions. It shows you that there's an 8-pin output port. The LED indicator is on the bottom. There's a power button on the bottom. So normally everything would be on the back of the case, whereas in this case, it's down at the bottom. So you tap on that. Yeah, held the button for 2 seconds there, it lights up and you can see all 4 LEDs do come on. And again, it's a lightning port back here. This does have TPU all around the outside, and I'm immediately concerned. I hadn't looked at this one super closely yet, I hadn't taken it out of the package or anything, and you can see up here at the top, it kind of recedes a little bit. Let's just see how the iPhone fits into it. So we'll slide it in from the top into its place, and there's absolutely no protection along the top. So if anything, I'd say be very careful not to drop this on its top, on the top corners or anything, because there is no protection for the top of the phone. But it did slide in very easily. The buttons do still all work. I can still use the notification toggle. Forgot to check all that on the iPhone 8 Plus case. Yep, the buttons do all still click. Notification toggle. I can click it on and off, no problem. Between the two, obviously, this one's a whole lot thicker. There you can definitely see a big difference in terms of the thickness and size. This, I think, is just a really bad design choice. With any sort of phone case like this, I would say that you should never give up that extra bit of protection that you're gonna get on the corners. And actually, just looking at it from the side, there's no sort of recession here, so the screen itself is not protected either in any way. Whereas the other one that I purchased for the 8 Plus, it's ever so slightly recessed. I would still recommend a tempered glass protector for both phones, but at least the top of this phone is protected. But one way or the other, you can see up here, 86%. We are currently charging, presumably at 1.8 amps. So I don't foresee myself making this my daily driver case or anything, but if I'm in a bind and I really need to be out and about doing stuff, I need to have a way to charge my phone while I'm away from a car or a computer or whatever, this would probably get the job done. I just think that I'd have to be extra careful with it. Let's take a minute to pull up a video on each one. Why not the YouTube rewind video and just see how the audio sounds? Well, the 8 Plus sounds just the same, very loud. Interesting. All this time I thought the iPhone 10 speaker was so much louder than the iPhone 8 Plus, but they actually sound relatively similar in terms of max output. That said, both of them sound very loud, very clear, so the speakers aren't being blocked or impeded in any way that I can tell. And I think the last thing to check with them is just, can you plug them into a computer and sync? All right, iPhone 8 Plus, plug in. The lights on the back have lit up, and you can see there it is charging the case. It's asking if I want to trust the computer, and it was charging the phone as well. Put in my passcode, and iTunes did just come up in the background. Don't know if you can see that. And then over in Final Cut, it does show the iPhone is connected. It's taken a little while to do things, but it is connected. It is working as far as I can tell. Onto the iPhone 10. You can see it is charging now that I've plugged it in. The lights on the bottom of the case are illuminating, showing that the case is charging. And it's asking if I want to trust this computer. So I hit trust. Hit OK, and it's showing up in Final Cut as well. And again, taking a little time to go through and enumerate everything, although this one appears to be working a little bit faster. One way or the other, honestly, this is not something I do an awful lot of. So what I will say here is, if you have one of the newer iPhones, yes, there are phone cases that do exist that have batteries inside of them, and there are some very slim, sleek, well-designed ones, and then there are some that are a little bit bulkier that for some reason don't protect the top of your phone whatsoever. So I'm going to put a link to where you can find both of these cases down in the description, but I'm going to probably say pass on this one just because that is just poor design in my opinion. Thanks anyway to AllClap for sending this out for me to take a look at. I definitely appreciate it, and will continue to use it because it's a gigantic battery that I can put on my phone. Again, links to where you can find both of these will be available down in the description. Maybe not the rose gold color unless that's your thing, but I'll put links to them either way. Thank you guys as always for watching though. Hit the thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe to the channel to receive more, and I'll see you again next time.